Hi. Um, that was me in the other videos, doing the exploiting. I feel bad about it. So you can see I've updated. So I'm playing by the rules. Very thankful to the devs to the updates. But yeah, I broke the rules. Because of that, I'm going to use a false name and flee the country. Should probably have an accent too. Good hi. I'm Checkmate 102, totally different person than the Checkmate 101 fellow. Yes, I'm going to use this accent in the whole video, so you're stuck with it. There's still a few things to discover besides bugs and broken stuff like that that I never do. For one, there's a achievement that Checkmate 101 never got because it was broken and the devs had fixed it. So while he was over there playing with broken builds of the game, the developers had already made this much better. I'm a nature photographer. I'm going into this dungeon to take a picture of all the wildlife that's trying to kill you. And we're gonna take this opportunity to fill out my compendium. Join me, we're gonna meet each and every one of these critters, and I'll tell you a little bit about them. And their stats and description and some strategies and even some fun facts you get just for hanging out with me. This is a terrible idea. This guy's a fly. He comes in with 6 health. He will do either 2 damage to you or 1 damage to you, and sometimes 3 damage to you, although that's a much lower chance. He does this little fluttery thing. I better... for the compendium. So strategy for this is he's real basic. If you need a strategy for him, you're playing the game wrong. Just do 6 damage to him. You can do a 1 boost with 2 2s attack, or you can do a boost of 2 with 2 attack dice of any kind, or you can even go overkill like I am and just roll a 3. Checkmate's fun fact about this guy is he always dies. Yeah, mark that down. Oh, this here is a caterpillar. This is the green variety. He's definitely the best one here. Each of these have got tasty modifiers. This one, when he's killed, he'll heal you 2 health. This is one of 4 variants that we're after today. We've got the green variety, the blue variety, the red variety, and the straight up normal variety. The orange one, the orange one. So, strategy for this guy is, he's very low health. You just got to keep an eye on those modifiers as they can change the strategy of how you approach the other insects. Back to the strategy. He does very little damage, and you really don't have to worry about him except for his status effects. You can kill them early because they're an easy gimme, or if you're entering a floor low on health, this will give you a tiny little top up. Or, in this case, you can take a small hit by killing the other enemies first, saving this guy for last, and ending the floor just at max health. This is the red variety of caterpillar. When he is killed, he will do 2 damage to the player. Now, his attack damage, like all the other caterpillars, are really just 1 or 2 damage each, but they can always kind of stack up. In this case, this one's best to deal with whenever we don't quite have the rolls we need. And this will prevent him from doing 1 damage. We'll use a block at the same time to prevent any damage from coming to ourselves. Look at this floor. We've got an elite fly and moth and a normal variety caterpillar. First off, this nasty little biter is an elite fly. He's like a normal fly, but elite. He's got red coloring, which shows you he means business, and he will usually do a multi-attack. Either it's going to be 2 attacks of 2, 2 attacks of 3, 3 attacks of 2, or even 3 attacks of 3. He can deal a lot of damage if not dealt out quickly. It's always a good practice to try to kill him early on, because he does not have that much health, only 10, but deals out a lot of damage disproportionately. This is why it's always a good practice to upgrade to silver. The more you can roll a 3 or a 4 with your boost, is the more likely you can deal with these little things. Next up, we've got this moth. Now the moth does basic damage. The moth looks like he's vibing around with a green cape. He's also quite telepathic, and that's why he's able to damage our frog. Now you'll notice he also has 10 HP. He does have the rare chance of healing himself or another enemy. Now, for strategy, you should be opportunistic. If you have enough damage to take him out, do so. It'll prevent him from healing up another lower health enemy. I forgot to give you the fun fact about the red fly. The elite fly is just generally bad. Now, the normal variety, or this yellow variety of caterpillar, checkmate 1 or 2 here. Just checking in, because my accent is terrible. I can't commit to this. Okay. In the hopes that some of you are still watching, we'll be done with that for now. If the mood takes me and I can muster up something, we'll do some more accents. But for now, let me tell you about the strategy for this Grub. So his tasty modifier, well, he'll do 2 damage to a random enemy. This makes him actually a very good target to take out early on. However, in this floor in particular, I had the rolls I needed. Of all of the caterpillars, this one, well, every one except for the red one is my favorite. We'll go with that. You know, if you don't have the attack to deal with another more dangerous opponent, go ahead and deal this one. You probably only need to have two actions put out there, and you can use the other one to heal or block or what have you. And then he'll also lower the HP of another stronger enemy, maybe. So always a good one to have. The checkmate fun fact for the normal orange category is this is the first caterpillar I actually encountered, which is why I called him normal. All right, we're gonna get this achievement really fast. So we'll take a look here at the blue caterpillar. Mark that off. The blue caterpillar, his tasty effect is he'll give you 2 block. I'll kind of describe him. He looks like a caterpillar and he's blue. I guess, you know, the technical term is a croissant pillar because it looks... best strategy is, you know, you can kind of co-opt him, get more protection than he otherwise could. The checkmate fun fact is this caterpillar is blue, and it's also the last one I need for my achievement. I wonder, this one wasn't working before. Let's see if it actually works now. Oh, it does work. Look at that guy. Guess what? I'm back. And you thought you were done with this accent, but I'm sorry. Big picture. This is a plague doctor. This is actually new to this version of Origins. He has a little plague mask on, a little crow mask. He's designed to look like a mosquito. And he's got these bottles of pestilence that he carries around with him. He's got quite the complex movesets going on. So at first they will infect a random slot on the board. So the infected value, if you place a dice on there, the value of that is -1. If you do place something on there next turn, that spot is no longer infected. Just like in real life, if you know someone's infected, just kind of play a dice on them and they become better the next turn. If you neglect to cover that up, his next attack will deal much more damage. Normally his attacks from time to time are not actually that strong as long as you cover up that pestilence. It's best to cover it with a boost dice because you don't actually lose anything. If you cover it with anything else, of course, that's a -1. You know, just to manage him, we're going to save him for last. Checkmate's fun fact is this was an enemy that was used to promote the new Origins version and to show what was all new in the game. Having a couple new enemy types to kind of have excitement. Some of the other things was, of course, the new board, new character, but the Plague Doctor, yeah, it was new. I don't think we count this one. I'm actually fighting a beetle. All right, here we go, for real. Take a picture. This is the beetle. He's blue, he has a shield, so he's not a shield bug, that's a different type of insect, but he is modeled to look kind of like a beetle. He's got a bit of like a rhinoceros horn going on at the top, and he's big, imposing. So his stats, he has 2 moves. He can either attack for kind of like a standard attack damage, or he can shield. Now, his shield always goes to the lowest health enemy, so kind of keep that in mind as you plan your attacks. You can also exploit this because as long as his health stays above a 6, his shield would keep going to the fly. So, checkmate fun fact about the Beetle. The Prologue version had a different method of carrying over attack. So every turn, your attack that was remaining just carried over to the next one. Now, of course, I've got opinions about this. What this would do, though, is you could create very annoying situations with the Beetle where he would shield and you would shield, and it would take forever to get through, or for you to finally lose, kind of locking you in that failed game state. So that has really changed the way that the Beetle works with you. Fun fact. Now, these are spider archers. So, got a picture of them. The spider archer does double attack. It also has 10 health. Its attacks are generally lower than the elite fly, but he always does 2 of them. He's wearing a purple cloak. I would forgive you if you didn't know this was a spider. Strategy. They're kind of in the same class as the elite fly. They can deal a lot of damage, so it's really best if you can just kind of take them out first. Because every time... Oh, interesting. Also, poisonous skin is a pretty good relic against multi-attack enemies like this. And that was totally planned. But fun fact, checkmate fun fact for the spider is they wear a purple cloak. So a lot of times people think that they're actually Raven from Teen Titans. This is something I actually don't know. So we've got ourselves a Banshee. I learned something new. Okay. This is a Banshee. It takes the whole Han shot first mentality to a whole new level and actually does attack first. It looks like, I don't actually even know what it looks like. It's got kind of, yeah, so that's the quick cast modifier. Enemy will attack before the player. It looks kind of greenish, and I really don't know what to describe it. In my head, those things are legs kind of moving around. You could interpret them as like teeth, 6 teeth moving sideways. And the white spot here is the head, but that's just the way I see it. The best way to deal with them is really flash dice and flash attack, and that allows you to attack before they do. Otherwise, you just kind of, take the hit. Fun fact for them. They are also new to the game, and that's about it. Ooh! Here we go. Grab some screenshots of them. So we've got a Roach here. It's yellow now and doesn't have a little blue shell, but it does have boxing gloves. The modifier here is accurate kill, so which means you have to deal exactly his health. If you go over it, then he respawns with a +2 max health. So if you kill him here and you don't have exactly 7, in that case, he will come back with 9 HP. He only goes until he is double his original max HP. So this one would only go until he is 14 HP. Once you kill him, after that he stays dead. He doesn't spawn anymore on the higher levels, just because if you get a Roach that spawns in with like 40 HP, he's going to go up by 2 until he reaches 80 max HP, or until you accurate kill him, which is not fun for anyone. So the best thing to do with them is to kill them, and to kill them first, because they do 2 hits and they're kind of annoying. Fun fact is they're terrible, and they're the worst. So over here are ants. These are they're a little dark bluish, have spears, bounce back and forth. They kind of approach the frog in their opening animation. What they do is they occupy a space on the board. That means you can't place your dice there. Also, you can boost it, which will then boost their attack. Just kind of keep an eye out for them. They're lower health than most. They will do 2, 3, or 4 damage, so a little bit higher damage than like your basic fly. So this is a good one to knock out earlier than others, but also it is possible to block them and they're easy to kind of mop up later. These do count as dice on the board, so Mark of the Chosen will not work. And fun fact for these is I think they actually look like beetles. So I didn't know they were ants for a long time. All right, we're getting this thing filled out. This is a grub. Let me make sure I marked off my other ones. This is a grub. He is kind of goopy looking. He wobbles back and forth and blinks at you. His attack is kind of like spewing out some goop all over the frog. He does multi-attack, so usually a low damage like 1 or 2, but he does it 5 or 7 times, which can really add up. However, he does have this disruption modifier, which means if you damage him at all, he won't attack you that turn. A couple ways of dealing with him. One is he actually, because of his small multi-attack, having something like poisonous skin will actually do quite a bit of damage to him. Another probably better way to do it is just target him with small attacks and shield the other attacks coming from you. That will cancel him from actually attacking you, and then he'll never do any multi-attack for you. So, fun fact is he just killed himself. Oh, and that's a little bit of bug. There, that's our good deed for the day. Why, you're welcome. Okay, and then fun times. Okay. All right. We're including this. This is the shade, I guess you'd say. He's got a very reminiscent helmet. If you fail the roll, which yours is a +9, then you get the Primordial Fear curse, which does a damage to you every time you use up your energy points. The strategy for that is to not fail the roll. Seriously though, having hollow helps. Of course, you can't always have hollow, and we're probably not going to make this roll because fun fact, I didn't make the roll. Now I have Primordial Fear. All right, got a new one here. This is a elite beetle. It is even more of a beetle than the blue one. So it's red, very, very, very big. I think it looks even bigger because of red. It does some very, very large attacks, and is actually one that can do an attack and put out defense at the same time. So its attacks can range from like 5 or 7, or it can do a more standard attack like 3, but also put up 3 or 4 block as well. Strategy for them, really you have to have kind of a good hand for it. So killing him in one turn is always nice, otherwise you have to set yourself up to deal with him a more longer term. But yeah, having some strong hands with Flash and Mark of the Chosen, or some other relics to help you gain defense, it's a good way to deal with those. Fun fact is this beetle is very red. All right. Okay, we've got the elite spider here. Now, this looks like the spider, except he's wearing a red cloak. He does even more damage, always does a double attack, but can do a lot more damage than your standard spider. The best thing to do for him is just take him out. Spare no expense. He will do a lot of damage and hurt you a lot. Checkmate's fun fact is that he's not fun and will hurt you a lot. The end. We've also got a mimic. This one will copy whatever you do. So he will attack once and he will shield once if you do that, or he can heal. They're highly irritating because everything you do, they'll kind of reflect back. But that's a good strategy, is just in order to not be annoyed by this guy, just kill him. Checkmate's fun fact is the mimic is my least favorite. All right. This is the Scorpion Rider. He is a two-man boss. You have the Scorpion and the Rider. The Scorpion looks like a scorpion. It's big. It's the boss on floor 20. It will generally do 2 attacks. Those start off at 5 each, so it'll do 10 damage to you. But as the boss stages go on, the Rider will boost. Now, the Rider can either defend the Scorpion, add defense to him, or he can attack you himself. At the end of each boss stage, he will also be able to boost the Scorpion's attack. So the Scorpion will start doing progressively more damage. The way that you can target the actual Rider is with a small opening on the board. He has 25 health, which is much more. Once you take him out, he is stunned. Now, the best thing to do here is generally is to have something like Flash to get through this boss pretty easily. But if not, one of the other best things is to focus on stunning the Rider. That will prevent, that'll mean less damage on you and more damage on the Scorpion when those multipliers. I'm going to try something a little different and roll this so that way I can kind of focus a little more damage on the actual Rider himself. Alright, so you can see we've got multipliers here. That works pretty well with Mark of the Chosen, so I'll just do 1. Fun fact about the Scorpion and Scorpion Rider is I one-shotted them on a run. And I'm very proud of that. So we've gone a good ways in, but we haven't actually filled out my compendium. So we'll keep going into endless and see if we can fill out those last few slots. Gotta catch them all. Oh, by the way, we found an elite Moth. Pretend like it's an undamaged specimen. But yeah, we can mark this one off our compendium. So the elite Moth looks like a moth, except it's red. Rather menacing. It has 20 HP and can do a variety of attacks, fairly strong ones like 5 damage. It can also heal others, 1, 2, 3, 4. It can also heal other enemies on the board as well. The strategy for them, it's actually, it can be better to leave them kind of till last. If you can burst damage the other enemies, then you can usually very slowly wear down the actual Moth. Usually he's more dangerous because if there's some beetles or some other enemies that you can't kill right away, this Moth can keep them alive, and those can do far more damage to you. Checkmate's fun fact was we're about to actually kill this Moth before I had the picture because I forgot we didn't actually do that yet. I was focused on trying to live and also doing 60 damage. Tough battle. Yay. Oh, let me just add this guy in here. So before us we have an axe bug. That's what they're called. They're called an axe bug. You'll recognize them because they're red. They've got some gold highlights on them, and they carry an axe. So the axe murderer bugs, normally they target different ones, but these are weak spots. So if you don't place dice on all the weak spots, they will do a lot of damage. Normally their base stats are 10. in this case that's being buffed. Their normal HP is not that. I think it's 14. Their normal attack is 10. If you cover all of these spaces, they're 5. The strategy for them is try to kill them one hit if you can. Otherwise, you're really hampering yourself having and a lot of times with 2 of them, they're covering 2 different even spots. So you can't even cover all of them. But if you're not able to kill them, they cover them. Having a 1 boost or 2 boost can be kind of helpful. You'll want to be able to handle about 5 attack and also deal a decent amount of damage. I didn't even give you a fun fact. Fun fact, I forgot to take a screenshot of the first one. We're going to have to go find another one and take a screenshot of that one. We can't actually do that anymore because I'm playing by the rules. This shows you how reformed I am. I could in the past have done that, but I'm playing by the rules. All right, pretend that was the picture we took before. Ta-da! So, this was good. I proved to myself that I could get to floor 50 legit without cheating, like I did last time. Although, to be fair, I have a very, very broken combination of relics at this point, but all's fair, right? So, very nice. Okay, now we can just boost to the moon. Whew, okay, let me check that I'm recording. We found him. All right, this is the collector. He has a crescent-shaped mask, and he carries a very, very large pack. He's wrapped in a shadowy bandage. So, think of that what you will. This guy is quite a piece of work. So the strategy for him is, cater to him or just don't. There's no downside. So let me put all of my 6s here and see if we can actually please him. Okay. Fun fact is he's not credited in my speedrun video because he doesn't help me when I speedrun. But I will take the makeshift trench. Hooray! Okay, now I can get rid of my other one. Or, conversely, I can keep it. Oops. See, it did it. It did it. You saw that. You saw that. Here we are, floor 127, and we just caught our last specimen. I swear, this guy would not leave me alone on my other runs. Here he is. He's a grasshopper. He's a real piece of work. We're going to repair his stuff. If you have a glass laying around, that's good. Otherwise, just a high number. Healing him gives you very little reward. But having something glass on hand that can roll reasonably high is a good tactic to have here. Otherwise, I would say try to talk him out of it. That also does a times 2 if you've got like a gold or a silver of a specific type that's not heal or boost. His rewards are not really worth it, but if you fail, he'll put glass on something random, which can be pretty bad if that's not what you're into. In hindsight, maybe I should have tried to fail, because glass is actually fine, and I don't ever lose durability. I'm going to pause this here, and this is turning into a let's see how far I can go run, so we'll do that later.